Welcome to Hoi An, Vietnam.
We've been coming back to Hoi An since 2016 and at this point have stayed here well over 300 nights.
If you're planning a trip to Hoi An, one of the biggest decisions you'll make is where to stay. We've seen travelers book a place that looked great online and end up spending too much of their trip dealing with noise, waiting for taxi rides, or being in a part of town they're not interested in. So we want to help you make a better decision and choose a place that actually fits how you want to experience Hoi An. We've stayed in homestays, hotels, and apartment rentals, and beyond our own stays, I have also researched top-rated places which we have gone and visited in person. So we keep those recommendations up to date on our blog, and in this video, we want to help you understand some rules of thumb so you can choose what fits your trip best. The first thing to know is that Hoi An feels a little like a small town, but it's actually pretty spread out. That's why where you stay matters so much. In our experience, there are two main things to think about: location and the type of accommodation. Now here's a real example. Some friends of ours booked a house near the beach for their first stay in Hoi An. It wasn't a bad place, but they didn't realize how much of what they wanted to do was actually in town. So they ended up taking taxis back and forth constantly. It rained a little that week, so beach time wasn't ideal, and their place didn't include breakfast, which meant more effort every morning than they expected. And that's the kind of mismatch we want to help you avoid. There are 3 general location types that travelers should consider.
And the first option is to stay in or near town.
If history, culture, food, shopping, and being able to explore on foot are your priorities, then staying near ancient town usually makes the most sense. This is the main reason people come to Hoi An. The yellow-walled ancient town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it really is beautiful. The advantage of staying in town is convenience. You're close to restaurants, cafes, shops, and the photogenic atmosphere that people come here for. Some streets in town are noisier, more crowded, and more commercial than others. If you want to stay central, our general advice is to stay close to ancient town, but not right in the busiest part of it. Being just outside the most tourist-heavy zone often gives you the best balance. Personally, I would avoid staying directly on big commercial roads like Kudai or Haibachung if you can help it. Even half a block off those roads can make a big difference in terms of noise and traffic. Now, some people choose An Hoi, the island near the heart of ancient town, but just be aware that it can get loud at night because of the nightlife. Check the link below to find our up-to-date recommendations in town. The second option is staying near the beach. If your dream is more of a beach vacation and you're happy to spend most of your time near the ocean, this could be a good fit. An Bang is generally the main beach area that visitors consider. The pros are beach access, a relaxed vibe, and enough restaurants and amenities nearby that you can easily spend your days there. But the trade-off is that you probably need a bike or to take taxis into town if you want the best food, cultural sites, or just more variety. For us personally, we spend very little of our time in Hoi An at the beach. We might go for a lunch or a change of pace, but it's not the reason that we return here. So unless the beach is a major priority for you, we usually think most first-time visitors are better off staying closer to town. The third option is staying out near the rice fields. This is one of our favorite parts of Hoi An. Once you get outside the center, the atmosphere changes pretty quickly. You get more greenery, a quieter pace, and there's also a local residential feel. Some of our favorite stays have been in these areas. The pros are that it's scenic and peaceful. The downside is that you may need to bike or taxi more often. Restaurants are few and far between out there, so be prepared to go back and forth to town several times a day. So if I had to simplify it, stay near town if you want convenience, walkability, and easy access to food and sights, especially if you're only staying for a short time. Stay near the beach if sun and relaxation are your priority over sightseeing. And stay near the rice fields if you want scenery and don't mind fewer conveniences. The next thing to understand is that the type of accommodation also matters. In Hoi An, you'll see places described as homestays, villas, hotels, apartments, and resorts. Now, those labels don't always mean what travelers expect. A homestay in Vietnam usually means a small property with 6 or fewer guest rooms. It's often with a local family living on site, but not always. It's our favorite option for a more personal experience, great value, and it's a special opportunity in Vietnam. A villa is usually a mid-sized property and a hotel is a larger operation. Apartment rentals can make sense for longer stays, especially if you want a kitchen or just more independence. And resorts are mostly along the coast between Hoi An and Da Nang, usually for a higher end beach or spa type stay. One type is not necessarily better than the other. The best choice depends on you and your trip. For example, for a first time short visit, being in the right location may matter more than having the fanciest room, so that you're not wasting precious time waiting for a driver. Finding the sweet spot between comfort, value, and location is exactly the kind of decision process I teach more fully inside our Intentional Travelers Toolkit membership. So if you're doing a lot of your own trip planning, you might want to check that out. Another question people ask is whether they should actually stay in Da Nang instead of Hoi An. Our short answer is this: stay in Da Nang if you prefer a larger city or more conventional beach holiday. Stay in Hoi An if you want more charm, character, and a small town feel. Since Da Nang is only about a 45-minute drive away, it's easy enough to visit from Hoi An if you want to experience both. Hoi An is one of our favorite places in the world. Before you book, we invite you to check out our recommendations linked below so you don't have to guess at where to stay, eat, or what to do for a great trip. Because things do change over time, we're not naming specific hotels in this video. Instead, we keep those current recommendations in the blog post linked below. That's where you'll find our up-to-date top picks, including the places that we personally recommend for different budgets and travel styles, along with our photos, detailed reviews, and booking links. You might also like our video on the best food to eat in Hoi An. We hope this helps you plan a better stay in Hoi An, and happy travels.